Well, good evening, folks. Welcome back to the farm. I might look like I got dragged backwards through a hedge here this evening. I just stopped for a bit of a hydration break. I've been working on putting up the sheep fencing in the big pie-shaped piece. So I've got the whole west section done all the way down. And it's gone sideways on me. I cut myself, not a big deal, whatever. I'll spit on it, I'll be fine. But I lost my good pliers. I have a really good set of lineman pliers that I was using actually just to cut the wire when I got to the end. And the guy thinks he stuffed them in his pocket, but here we are reaching in my pocket and there's nothing in there. So of course looking in the grass, and of course it's the only place we have long grass in the whole farm because the cows have ate it all down, the sheep have all ate it down. That's why we're fencing this, because we're running out of grass. But I've lost the pliers. Now that's not integral to the completion of the fence at all. I can go up to the farm and get more pliers. It's not the end of the world. It just sucks because those are my good pliers. But yeah, as I mentioned, we're out of grass. Big time we're out of grass. We've got this field here, which was plowed under and seeded last year, and it's come back up, but it's still pretty juvenile. So we want to wait to turn the cows loose in that just so they can really get a foothold. And then this piece here. And that's it. That's all the grass we have left. And what's the date today? Like the 8th of July, 7th of July, something like that. So we're way early run out of grass. And not only that, so we don't have any equipment for haying or anything like that. We just usually get that trucked in by the father-in-law, and he keeps his bulls up here, and we kind of have a deal where we take care of the bulls and chuck the odd round bale to a sheep every once in a while. But here we are, there's no hay bales anywhere in the county to be found for anybody because there's no grass. So we might find ourselves with 26 sheep on the market here pretty darn quick if I don't find some hay. But I'll get them into here for pasture anyways, and that should at least get them another, based on the current recovery of what that stuff is doing, I think it should take them about 6 weeks to chew this down. And then after that, we're hoping that this stuff over here, the small pie-shaped piece and the dugout piece, will have recovered enough that we can rotate them back through there again. Not optimum, but it's just one of those years. It's the best we can do. Anyways, I'm going to roll out the rest of this roll of fence. I've got a third roll up in my pickup up at the house there, which I'm not going to do tonight because it's already getting on to 9:45. The sun's going to be down here right quick, and hammering and banging on fence posts isn't, good fences make good neighbors, but building good fences at 10 o'clock at night probably doesn't build good neighbors. So I'll get the wire strung anyways, and that's going to be a challenge in and of itself because about 50 feet that way we've got the actual creek bed that runs through. It's a pretty shallow creek bed, but nevertheless, you go down and then you got to go back up, and so you're going to have to negotiate some gravity with that big heavy spool of wire. It's unbelievable how heavy this stuff is. Well, I shouldn't say unbelievable. It's a solid chunk of steel, essentially. We'll get it over the creek, get it rolled out, and I won't staple anything up tonight. And after Charlotte's done swimming tomorrow night, get her supper in bed, I'll come out here and probably tack the rest of it up. And then all that's be left to do is build corner braces in here. I got the gate installed tonight, so that's pretty awesome. It's happening. The project's coming to an end. I can smell it. I can feel it. The sheep can almost taste it. I don't know. Right now, I think they're just tasting some pretty bitter root ends of their grass because they are chewing that thing down. You could play snooker on that field right now because they've got to chew down so low. So that's what I mean. I'm so desperate to get this project finished and get them into here because the grass in here, it's 18 inches, almost 2 feet tall, but it's lush, like it's good grass, right? So they'll eat it and it's going to fill them. It's not just going to be this dry, spindly, woody grass they're just going to trample on and poop out and really do nothing much with. Well, good news. Found my Klein Lyman pliers. Pretty excited about that. I don't think I actually bought these. I'm pretty sure when I was at work one time, we had somebody break into the lease, steal a bunch of stuff and left these pliers behind. and I've had them ever since. And they're actually awesome pliers, really good for cutting wire. And they got this awesome crimper feature if you're having to make electrical connections. Works fantastic. But pretty psyched to find them. You'll never guess where they were. Right back in here in the corner of the side-by-side box, tucked underneath the baler twine where I couldn't see it. Looking like a man again, right? So it looks like we are about 150 feet short, which is good because I got another 330 feet at the house. So that means we got lots to finish the project. That's always the worry, because you're buying wire that's super expensive. That stuff is like $260 a roll, I think, for 330 feet. And so it's a big time investment. Like, you definitely don't want to get this wrong. But then, you know, if you were like 10 or 20 feet short or something like that, and you needed to buy another roll, well then, you'd sure be out of pocket and upset. So we've got enough, plus we've got a little bit extra for any potential future projects. And as I thought, while I was down here, I might as well check in on the rams. So Jock and Todd, they're doing fantastic in there. Still lots of grass. This pen has actually worked out really well for us, because it's, you know, there's a natural spring that comes out of the hillside and it runs down here. And usually on a wet year, that's actually what supplies their drinking water. I actually had to bring a water trough down here for them this year just because it is so dry. But that aside, there is still enough water movement on the hillside that it is keeping this ground here pretty lush and green and keeping them in grass. So we don't have to be too concerned with them running out of grass. But when we run the ewes into here, then I got to be concerned because this is an Alcatraz. You can see this is a 40-year-old fence, and we've had some rams that, I mean, there wasn't a fence on the planet that could hold them in, right? What the heck was his name? Cheltenham. Yeah, I ended up eating Cheltenham just out of spite because he hit me one too many times, and usually that's oh well, I'm not going to lose that game. Let's just say that. So he ended up in the freezer, but not before having destroyed all kinds of fence. So like way over in the corner over there, we got pallets in the corner, we got pallets back over here. That's from him having smashed the living daylights out of the fence and us having to make, you know, hillbilly fence patches at this, you know, 10:30 at night just to kind of keep them in and keep them out of the ewes. So when we move the ewes into here, I'm gonna have to find another home for the rams, just so that we don't tempt fate. I don't know what the math is now, but 145 days gestation period. So if the ewes were to cycle now, yeah, I can't do it. It's too late at night for me to do the math on that, but I can guarantee you there'd be snow on the ground, and it would not be a good time to be lambing. So these boys will probably go up top of the hill and spend the rest of the summer up there while the ewes enjoy their summer in this piece right here. Anyways, the other day I shot a quick video about, well, a few people didn't quite get the context of what I was trying to say. I said, you know, if you're going to report stuff on Facebook, well, maybe you should just talk to the person first, have good communication skills. There'd be a lot less problems in the world. And some folks did reach out and wonder what that was all about. Well, you may have also noticed we've been posting a little bit less frequently here in the last probably about 2 months. And the reason for that is, well, twofold. Primarily, we've just been very busy, right? Work-life balance and trying to juggle the farm, work, community volunteering, being parents, all the stuff that comes with just the world spinning at so however many billions of feet per second it does spin at. And the other reason is I had a lot of content actually that was unfortunately reported to both Facebook and to YouTube by unknown individuals who evidently took issue with some of the stuff we're presenting. And that's fine. I mean, whatever. People are going to have different opinions. I'm cool with that. That's all day long. I respect everybody's right to have a different opinion. What I don't respect is people taking it upon themselves to go to somebody else to say, hey, you know what, I don't like this and you should go deal with it on my behalf, because I don't have the courage to get up there and really voice my concern. I don't support that one bit. But I did think it was strange because a lot of the content we're presenting is in fact a heightened level of care or animal husbandry than what may be often seen in many commercial farming operations, right? We are preaching regenerative agriculture, crop rotation, being good stewards of the land, permaculture practices, growing your own food, being more sustainable. All the stuff that really shouldn't be an issue for anybody. Anyways, evidently it was, and so we had to deal with the fallout of that. None of the content got deleted, thankfully. Some of the stuff got put in quarantine for a while it was under review, which was annoying and inconvenient, and it ties up resources and time that just, at the end of it, is so inconsequential that it's not even worth getting mad about. But it is frustrating. So I guess to close the loop on this one, what I'm really saying is, to anybody that is viewing, anybody that appreciates what we're doing here, we appreciate you as much in return. We're very thankful for the folks that tune in every day, that watch the videos, that like it, that comment it, folks that subscribe, the folks that share their ideas, right? Because we certainly don't know anywhere close to everything, or some days we don't know much about anything, and we do appreciate the insight that's shared with us. So yeah, on that note, the sun is about as low to the horizon as it could possibly get, and I'm pretty dehydrated. I think it's time to go in for a cup of tea, maybe a bowl of ice cream. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.